Oh yeah, another live after show with your boy Get a Hope James because we got to get a hold of the game. I appreciate everybody that gonna come check me out tonight. You know, I got some playoff games. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's some sweet vibes. You know what I'm saying? Police Tribe, and even a tribe called Quest. Somebody calling Lakers in 5. I heard somebody calling Lakers in 5. I don't know, but all this week I've been hearing all these nursery rhymes with Lakers in 5. I don't know. I think the Wolves gonna be a tough out, but you know, who am I? You know. Go ahead and share this link. Who we got in here? I'm finna share this referral link. It look like they won't let nobody go past without sharing this referral link to StreamYard, so it can get out the way or something. Guess I gotta work my way around it or something. I don't know. Get this dog thing out the way, man. What is this? Oh yeah. One of my cat brothers have entered the chat. Well, my applause. Pressure Kennel Combine is in the building.
Good, good.
Oh yeah, man. Was really good in the hood. Oh yeah.
Appreciate it, bro. A little later.
Oh yeah, gotta do it.
Had to run back.
Oh no, you good?
My cap.
can't do it without that. You can't to go back to the car. You get the cap. No, it just won't be right. Pressure won't be right without the cap. Where we be pressure right without all the cap, man. Cap going all out through the Bulldog streets as usual. Shout out to Twan Raw, Mr. O, Chico Nickel, Skip Bell, Mad Doctor, Mr. 5-in-1 himself. Welcome, my brother. Who else we got in here? Hemi James, salute. Thank you. Hit that like button when you come in, folks. Thank you. DT Smith, appreciate you. Bobby Digital, my man. 20 grand. Salute. Let me see who else. Okay, that's what we got so far, man. But yeah, I want to come in and, you know, chop it up. Let me share my link in here.
Mm-hmm. Maybe you share the link now?
Yeah, I'm gonna share the link just in case, but you know, J-Bo fussing and cussing at the screen or something, like, you know what I'm saying? Man. Non-stop. Might be out on the prowl, you know, at playoff time, you know what I'm saying? He might be trying to get his bet on, you know. You never know. John Johnson, salute. And I'm gonna put the link up there. Salute. Just in case, because I don't want to come on Bulldog with Bo tomorrow, and I hear somebody saying, I'm just saying, somebody don't want nobody to be on the show. You know, you just need to say that you don't want nobody on the show, because there ain't nobody putting no link in the chat. So, you know what I'm saying? I want to keep my head on my shoulders. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
Yeah, but like I said, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? He just got back on the bus. You know what I'm saying? Salute, going hard, reloaded. They welcome Bo back onto the bus. You know what I'm saying? Then they're gonna let him get the front row seat. You know what I'm saying? Right behind the driver, they said. So you know what I'm saying? We got that, man. And I'm just glad Sport No Archive could be, you know, the resolution place or the capping place or whatever you want to call it. It's just a hub
Oh
for
yeah.
everything going on up under the capitalist streets of the bulldog world.
Right, right. Oh yeah. No.
But
Gotta have one
like
day
I
to
say,
stress on the cap.
man, we gotta have a State of the Union cap. You know what I'm saying? We must address the issues. You know, K8K,
Salute,
K8K,
salute.
yeah, Milf Puller. Now that's a heck of a name.
Whoa, wait.
Oh, he call himself Milf Puller. All right, we know where he after. Cougar City. That man live in Cougar
Yeah.
City. Milf Puller. Oh man, that's his hometown. Milf, the milk capital of the world, wherever that is. Ooh, we man.
Word.
Yeah, yeah. Oh man, but like I say, we had a good time. Saying on Bulldog Court. I appreciate everybody who checked out Bulldog Court tonight. We touched on some things. Some back in the day gems. Uh, and like I said, when I looked at the Rock Hound, uh, from Desperado's Rock Hound, and he looked just like a Mad Dog, the big old ears, the big body, but he has no Rep or Jocko in it. You know what I mean? So when I look at those dogs, I'm like, well, Yazoo Cody must be dominant. Hell, that Rock Hound with all that Grand Chip and Rowdy in him look no different than any Mayday dog you might have seen.
Right.
So me looking at all the old yellow pictures and yellow dogs, they really didn't have big ears necessarily. They was big bodied though, but then they have the big ear. That usually is a buck or bolio trait. Well, I want to say bolio, but even in that, it's certain strands of bolio. Like the buck dog, he had big old ears.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of Stone City still got big ears. Look almost like a hound, a coon dog, or some kind of
That's what
dog
the
like
hound
that.
dog is. You call them the
Mm-hmm.
hound dog is.
What?
Them Garner dogs, they got hound dog ears. Them white dogs, they got hound dog ears.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. And the dog is uh Stompanato, you know what I'm saying? But we really don't know we cutting it all with a barred axe, as my OG would say.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know what that is. We don't know if that's American Bulldog. We don't know if that's really Black Shine stuff. We don't know if those really are white dogs, Ed Crenshaw dogs, which if I'm a betting man, in which sometimes I am, catch me on a good day, I will say that you know what I'm saying, he did a lot of breeding with Ed Crenshaw. And you can go on YouTube and you can listen to Ed Crenshaw tell you about things he knew secret in an interview. He said, well, Maurice told me what he was doing, but he didn't tell me about those other dogs that he was breeding off my stuff. See, so he knew that the cat was, he knew the cat early with Carver, with Maurice. He knew that it was some stuff that they was dealing in secret between him, between them two, but he knew that he was going behind his back too. And breeding and stuff that he didn't tell him about. But at the same time, he knew that whatever it was, it had his dogs in it. Whether he told me about it or he didn't, my dog's in there. So that's why I'm saying, I'm willing to bet on that one.
Just like when them
a little bit.
Canard told him that snow wasn't producing when they had snow.
Right.
They told him snow wasn't producing. Can't get nothing off of. Took him back to the house, got something right off of. So how many snow dogs they got?
Right.
And the cross good with Eli blood.
It did. See, so even if you believe, And see, that's what's so crazy about it is even if you're looking at the pedigrees, I don't know how he did it, or it just might have been just us and our. But like I'm saying, no matter what you think Bolio is or what you think Stompanato is, if you cross the two bloods together, you get like
Mm-hmm.
with a grand champion Rowdy.
Right.
So whether you believe the pedigree or not, those combinations work regardless of whatever you think it is.
That's the trick to it. That's the trick. That's
Right,
Maurice's trick to it. You ain't gonna know what you got, but it's gonna work.
right. Which
I'm gonna
is
sell
is
you
is
something.
crazy, ingenious, and crazy at the
Hmm.
same time. Like they
Hey,
can't
he
miss
might as
if they
well been
do. If they
saying.
just
He might as well have told him, "Hey, I'm gonna sell you a pedigree, but I'm gonna give you a good dog. Take it or leave it. I'm gonna sell you a pedigree though, but I'm gonna give you a good dog." That's
right.
one thing you ain't
Hmm.
heard nobody say. They got a bad one from Maurice. Nobody said they got a bad one from him. Now, I don't know as far as puppies, but everybody that got a dog from Maurice, and he ain't heard about no bad one. I give the man
Yeah,
credit
but
on
he
that.
straightened them
He
on
ain't
it
give
though.
out.
I
Yeah,
I did hear that, but he straightened them on it. See, that's how
right.
Crenshaw and them get rascal because Irish Jerry and all them went to him and got some dog, and the dog got bit and jumped the box and ran away. And so they called him and
Oh,
he bust out laughing at them. And
right.
they say, "Hey man, we got the dog for you," and this dog just ran off on us. He said, "Well, I'm tell y'all what, y'all come back again.
Hmm.
Um, and I'm assuring y'all that each one of y'all, I think, I don't know if that was the Honey Bunch with Irish Jerry. No, he got a
Right.
dog and he went back the first day. He told Jane Crenshaw, you gotta wait till tomorrow to get your dog. And he sent some Mexican
Hmm.
dudes to
Hmm.
Mexico and they come back with Rascal. And then he went in the
Man.
house and got some paperwork and gave
Hmm.
him the paperwork from out the house for
Hmm.
Rascal.
Hmm.
That story was told by Triple M. Now Triple M said that that's
Right.
what Crenshaw told him. And he said, "Well, what you think it is? What you think he is?" He said, "Man, I don't know." He said, "Man, but it is what it is. He a good dog, and I'm just gonna try to keep his
Hey.
blood together, which is the reason why he kept it tight. I don't know what it is, but it's good. I'm just gonna keep it together."
Hey. Oh, hey. It really, I guess it really didn't matter what it was because it was a handful of blood. It was only a
Right.
handful of blood with
It
Carver.
worked out.
It was only a handful of blood. And all the bloods it was could go together. You know? All them bloods could go together.
Mm-hmm.
So, you had the Ed Crenshaw blood, you had the Boudreaux stuff. I'm throwing Bolio in there too. Yeah, Bolio. and,
Mm-hmm. Right.
and his pride and joy, the Black Widow blood.
Okay.
All of them go together. All of them can go
Yeah.
together. So,
Every last one of them. All of them.
right, and will produce you a good dog.
Right. And you get some Eli and put in there. There you go.
Right, and hey, so you can't complain about what you were getting from. 'Em, you just didn't know what it was.
Right.
Man,
Mill puller say
yeah,
only
man.
18 and pulling 20s to 50. Oh man,
Mm,
you taking all comers then.
mm.
Mill puller say I got some Carver stuff on my yard right now. Okay. Okay.
My old Carver,
Uh-huh.
man, that's what a guy
But
used
like
to
I
tell me.
say,
A guy used to tell me and my partner that man, because he know the bloodline. He said, from old Carver. Like, how that dog bred? From Carver, my old Carver. Like, from old Carver. Like, that's
mm-hmm.
coming down. We never took it to the next step, but we already knew what it was. So we never asked him, coming down off of who? You know?
You
From
don't want
old
to you
Carver.
ain't want to twist him up. Hey, you ain't want to twist him
Right.
up. He getting the stuttering and going on.
Right.
See. It's just some of my old stuff. Some of that old stuff. You know what it is. Some of that old stuff.
Right.
No,
Hey,
I
man,
don't. I need for you to tell me what it is. I
2025,
don't know
man.
what that is.
2025. You don't know how to read pen. Come on, bro.
King T, hey, Top Brothers United. Ah.
Salute.
Hey, the Capitron is complete, baby. What
Right.
it do, everybody?
Yeah.
What it do,
Let
my
me get my
Cap brother?
applause going.
Cap brother. Pressure Cap. Interstate
Right.
Cap. What it do, man? The short bus cap is in the building.
Short boy count, interstate count, pressure count. Yeah.
Salute,
That is
chat. Everybody.
hilarious.
Yeah,
Man.
What we on, man?
Man, we talking about old Carver, man.
You know, Godfather Cap.
Pretty raw. What's up? Dorian Saul,
What
salute,
he's
family.
saying,
So Sedan, salute.
he was saying, with Carver, when he was doing his thing, he only had really a handful of blood. You know what I'm saying? I was like, he had the Ed Crenshaw stuff, the bullshit blood. He had some Boudreaux stuff, which you kind of could say him and Boudreaux. But the Boudreaux stuff, we know he had some Bolio stuff. It just wasn't known.
Salute everybody in the chat.
And I screamed out his pride and joy Black Widow blood.
Ah, that was it, though.
Yeah. And we were talking about, how you get a dog from him. And I came with the theory of this. He'll tell you, I'm going to sell you some papers, but I'm going to give you a good dog. Take it or leave it. Pretty much. But boil down to them dogs. With the dog he going to give you, it's going to have them 4 bloodlines somewhere. One of them bloodlines or all them bloodlines. So you're going to get a good dog, you just ain't going to know how to breed.
Oh, you just ain't gonna know how much pepper you added. How much
Right.
salt you added.
Yeah. But you're going to get a good one, though.
He put them onions up in my face and it made my eyes water. I can't see good. I just couldn't see good. I don't know what that paper say. I just grabbed the paper and ran out of there. All right, it's good. All right. I'm gone. All right. Okay, yeah, it's about what the blessed bread line out right now. It all depends. All depends. Milk puller. What everybody asks for what the best blood line out right now. He said, y'all opinion, what's the best blood out right now? You know what you like.
Whatever
you like. It's a lot of good stuff. Whatever you like.
That's what it is right now. That's whatever you like.
Every family got good and bad. Pick your poison.
Yep.
Raw.
They all got curves in the back.
Sorry.
Hey, just keep it honey.
Right. Some are like tequila. Some are like vodka. Some are like cognac. Pick your poison.
All right, Dorian, eat the meat and spit out the bone. T delivered the word last week. Is that how you gotta be out here in these bulldog streets? It's a lot of capitalistic stuff that you know what I'm saying. If you ain't careful, there's somebody gonna be doing the Heimlich maneuver on you. They gonna choke your ass out here with the cap. You gotta do the Heimlich on you. You know what I'm saying? Make you spit that out. Yeah. Other than that, and you stay on the straight and narrow. You know what I'm saying? You will be all right in the bulldog street.
Yes, so don't hit right away. Cap don't hit right away now.
Oh no, it don't hit right away sometimes. It's backlash.
Right. You might be about a year in before the cap hits. Man, why is it
Lord have mercy.
Why his tail get so
What wrong
fat?
with the hair around his neck? I'm gonna take a picture of the dog. What wrong with the hair around his neck? You got a little extra hair around his neck. I don't know what that is.
Man, you done bought a fuzzy spider.
Oh Lord. I done wasted a year feeding bear wolf. Oh man, come on, dog. Come on, that dog. Back here feeding bear wolf.
Oh, man. I end up with a daughter of one of these old coyote pups. Damn.
Yeah, got one of the coyotes. At
Right.
Mill Pillar, Eli's dominating competition, but on some yards, the admit that Eli can't go wrong to me. I mean, it's a lot of crossing going on, people.
Oh, yeah.
People doing a lot of crossing.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta find that formula.
Man. Oh, man.
You got to find that formula.
Mm. Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they ain't gonna give it to you. They ain't gonna give it to you. Ain't nobody never gave nobody the formula. You gotta find it out on your own. And then once they find out, they ain't gonna tell you the formula.
All right.
Man.
Look at him and Pretty Rob. Okay. Big South, salute.
Hey, Interstate Captain, put the APB out for your boy be called talking bad about us on the show.
Yeah,
who that called to talk to him about us on the show?
Man, J-Bo.
Right.
Yeah.
Man.
Right, that's right, Bobby.
Yeah, the old Eli, old Carver pressure. Yeah, that's right.
Carver. Like my guy used to tell me, what's that, bro? Some old Carver blood. Like, I ain't gonna ask you what's coming off of, because I know where we're going. You know, that could be $1 million, bro. That could be $1 million.
Yeah.
Some old Carver
That right,
blood.
Henry.
That's $1 million, bro.
Carver bred the best dogs in during his breeding career, regardless of all other honest breeding done in that era. LOL.
You right, Henry.
Yep. You're 100%.
We can say what we want to say, but the dogs, they standing. They still standing.
He was a mad scientist, man. He just never let his formula out. That's what it was. That was the real formula. What Carver was doing and nobody knew. That's the formula.
Mm-hmm. Pirate, salute.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
But yeah, man, they salute, man. They saluting the captains in here. We appreciate it. And but yeah, you know, like I say, I'm just glad, you know, like I told when we first started the show, I'm just glad J-Bo was able to get back on the bus, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Going Hard Twins once again for allowing our brother to get back on the bus again, man. You know what I'm saying? And y'all heard he said he had a Going Hard t-shirt on when it all went down, when y'all pushed him and his dog off the bus, you know what I'm saying? But hey, we got everything rectified. Everything got everything. They said they're gonna give him a front row seat right behind the bus driver. Behind twin number 2 when they're going into the pass. You know what I'm saying?
They need to. His soles are already gone, man. His feet hurt, man.
Man.
Long walk.
I'm telling you, man.
The dog Ben quit walking on him. He had to carry the dog. He's carrying the dog walking. So it's all
he had to put him across the shoulders.
Yeah, he had to put him across the shoulders, man. The dog burnt out. Yeah, the deer racked the dog, man.
Run on the back. Dang. No, they're wrong, but then I'm glad they straightened that out right now, man. But like I say, when we was on the show, I listened to the show, and I'm not afraid to say that I've been an avid listener of the show or going hard, reloaded, and when he first appeared on Pro Game, I've been listening to him ever since. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I missed very many. If I did, I'd join the replay gang and I go back and listen to it. And of all my times, I heard him say something this past week that I ain't never heard him say before in the whole time I've been listening to him. And that
again, man. Hold on, Interstate Cap. Salute to going hard. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead, man. I'm ready to hear this.
And so, I mean, if you want to do the honors, because I think we know what we talk about this right here. And I've never heard him compare Red Ace to Queen of Hearts. She was like equivalent to Queen of Hearts. I never heard, and all the times I've been listening, I've never heard that claim before until now. Now, who are we to say? Because I don't believe, I'm speaking for all of us, but I'm not sure. I never seen Queen of Hearts nor Red Ace go. So I don't know. Right. You see? Right. I never seen either one of them go. They say they have seen, of course they seen Red Ace go. And they say they saw Queen at least twice,
Right.
So if somebody would know, they would be the ones to know. But I find it ironic that out of all this time, this is the first time that I or any one of us, King T, you were saying the same thing of what I'm saying. I had never heard that before. I never heard that before.
Yeah, I never heard that one before either. I
need the whole chat to help me throw this big old cap out in the field. The whole chat.
Lord,
I need everybody hands on this. I got the biggest
Lord,
it's custom made. I need everybody hands on this. Throw them out in the field.
Oh my goodness!
Straight up.
You mean to tell me we got to do a couple? We got to stand around like we got a big old gigantic American flag and throw it like it's a cap. We got to stand up.
We got to throw it.
Everybody get shoulder link apart, and we go side by side. Oh man.
Two hands on
it. Oh man. We must have two hands. Everybody.
I need everybody help with this.
If you miss one, we try to discriminate, but you can't participate.
I'm throwing the big cap. I'm throwing the big cap.
Sound effects that. I'm gonna come back to you, Big Saw, but I got to come over here to these sound effects and got. Oh man. Wait a minute. Are you telling me? Oh no, I got to go to these.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man. Hey, bro, come on now.
Come on, dog.
Come on, man. Hey, bro, come on now, dog.
Come on, dog. Ain't nobody was messing with the Queen, dog. Y'all the one who told us that, sold us on the Queen when nobody messing with the Queen. Y'all thought could nobody beat Pepper? Could nobody in the world beat Pepper? Y'all see what Pepper did to the Abraham? Pepper killed the Abraham. Pepper killed the Abraham. Oh my God.
Oh my God. On the cap from everybody.
Two-handed cap, man.
Line up.
Oh man, we got to gather around. All y'all pirates, come on, don't run out, pirate. Come on, Big South, don't duck in the corner. Come on, help us carry the cap. Come on, help us carry the cap. No, we need everybody involved.
Yeah.
Man, this is a sad outcome. I can't believe this kind of cap. I can't believe this. This is a sad outcome. This is a sad occasion. I can't believe the amount of cap. Lord have mercy. Somebody gonna have to explain what's going on here with this cap. Oh man.
Much love going hard, but I had to give y'all
much love going hard, man. We had to get had to pressure hat. Man, we brought a U-Haul truck with that cap. You know how much it costs to rent a U-Haul truck these days? Y'all better stop that cap.
Custom made cap.
We all had to go in the pot to get the U-Haul truck to carry that cap out here to slay this cap for everybody to grab hold to the cap, man. Man, come on, y'all. Come on,
hold
now,
on,
y'all.
Cap, brother. Hold on, Cap, brother. Y'all got the U-Haul chasing the bush, man.
Sosa did say he pledged allegiance to the cat. Dedicated. We got to have some more like Sosa then. We need more like Sosa then. Dedicated to the cat. We dedicated.
Right.
Oh man.
Right.
Oh,
there you go. Salute going on.
Salute, twin.
You can get the meal, but not the receipt. The recipe. That right, John Johnson. That right.
Mm-hmm.
Salute, going hard. Salute, Brian Gilbert. Red Ace quit. He left the bitch after she dropped what? Well, I mean, he said all. I mean, he said all that, Brian. But after she dropped and made a little, she said it right on the bio on her page online that's cappuccino. Oh man, he called it cappuccino. But you know they didn't say it. But see, Brian, they had already said that she had quit. But they said it, so we went. You know, it's
right.
no.
That wasn't the cap.
It's
right.
no. Yeah, that wasn't the cap. There was no reveal on that. No cap on that. You know, he said that what it was.
No.
Dog man, TV salute, my brother.
Salute.
Yeah, salute.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was just the queen and her comparison. That's all. We had to call them on
right,
that. They know
the only thing we were saying. That, yeah,
they know we was gonna call them on that. They know that.
They already know we were gonna call him on that cap when he said that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, they told them stories in compelling fashion. And like I said, Twin One had said when Abraham walked past him after it was over with, when Pepper killed them, Abraham in the box. He said, "I'm gonna kill that bitch."
Mm-hmm.
And you know, like Twin One said, he didn't know what he was talking about because he just got murked by the Pepper female. So he didn't know what he was gonna come back with, but he sure better come back with something hell of a that's gonna stop a female like that, and he did. Yeah. Now a lot of people say that and it be cap. They wish they had to go get some.
Ain't Pansy off for the queen?
Oh, that's her grandmama, I think.
Okay. Oh man, it's hard to stop your own stuff. It's hard to stop your own stuff.
That's Queen grandmama. Queen is Patty grandmama, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a whole nother battle in itself. Stopping your own stuff. That's a whole nother battle.
Salute DGK Bulldogs.
Salute.
You said capitalize kennels for the win. Oh Lord. Oh my. Oh my goodness. Capitalize kennels for the win.
Salute, brother.
But like I say, she just wasn't ready to start up yet. That's why a lot of people didn't take females back in the days, right there. That's why a lot of people didn't eat food with no females. And people were looking back in history saying, hey man, why are these males in history and there ain't no females? They used them for just, and people, as we got more advanced and spoiled or we just went more, balls to the wall, I guess. I don't know. But everything had to go in the late 80s and early 90s. Everything must go. But before that time, you only seen the males. There's very few females that got a story behind them when you start going into the 60s and 50s and all that. And then it's a bunch of males because you run into some problems with the females. You getting her healthy and full blown. She come into full blown heat in the middle of the key. And they might not have been aware of the technology on how to get it to come out of heat so you can continue the conditioning, but Maury Bailey, salute. Throwing hard, salute.
Salute.
Yeah, you right, you're sorting up. They're trying to stay on the road.
Yeah, a lot of people. Yeah. They didn't mess with the females like that. So that might be a reason, and sometimes, like I say, stuff happen and they just act funny. They don't want to.
You know what
they don't want to start up.
When they was doing then though, everybody they was right behind the old school. They was stonking their yard off. They get a good female, they was stonking their yard.
Right.
Trying to make the next line. They really was trying to make the next line. And every generation after that fell far away from that. They just want good dogs now.
Right.
Them cats was trying to make a whole nother line. You go to somebody's yard in the 90s, in the early 90s, early 2000s, and they selling you a dog. They got 3-4 dogs in their pedigree, or 3-4 generations in their pedigree. All they stuff. You might not know a name in there, but you heard of the dogs locally. And this off of Wooty. Now you got some of that. That's round the corner blood. Round the corner kennel blood. And you ain't got a good one off of it, man. Go back over and get one of them.
Right.
And he worked his whole life trying to make him a bloodline. And finally got one. But then after that, he died off. So it probably was a potential of bloodlines being made. But, after the big shindig in the early 2000s, all that stopped. Hey, with the bloodline, the new bloodlines probably stopped that.
Mm-hmm.
So we back to saying Eli, G, Red Boy, Folio. You know what I'm saying? We back to the lingo again.
Right. And we wondering that's a good question to ask the Bulldog community. Even now with social media at an all-time high, with being able to market and advertise like never before. You couldn't advertise at the same level you could now as you could in the 90s, and for sure not the 80s, which you had to drop a line, write a letter via mail. You know what I'm saying? When you see the advertisement in the journal, it had the P.O. box on there, and you had to mail a letter to get a contact. You know what I'm saying? It was nowhere to go to get a phone number. People weren't readily just giving out information on people. You know what I'm saying? You had to really, really know people to get some information. And then, even those people was not letting their number out, and they had received street orders not to get a phone number out to nobody. So you got to come in on your own face card. You know what I'm saying? You got to come in on your own face. A lot of people are not finna just vet you just because they know you on that. You know what I'm saying?
You had to put that work in.
So
you had to put that work in.
All right.
I know we done did. I know we doing good work over here. It going hard 22. Okay, y'all, more in the tank. Hey, we got 22 in the tank. Hey, we done did some shit tonight. I don't care. You can't tell me. You can't tell me.
Oh man.
I don't care what nobody says. You can call me. Hey, you can call my mama joking. You can't tell me nothing while we got more to it. Hey, Mo don't even come in nobody chat like that. Mo, what do all the nigga do this man? Mo, what is the Hey, 21 is the baby man. He gonna do all the talking. He the front face. Hey, if I got 22 in here, why I done did it, boy? Why we done did it, boy? Got Brother United done did it. We done did it.
Oh man. Mm-hmm.
Big Sauce said I saw one coming heat right before a show. Yeah, that's true.
Man.
We done made to the big game.
Yeah, we did.
Those old timers knew how to breed dogs. LOL. They didn't suddenly become good in the 80s. Yeah, that's true. They ain't just
No,
was starting it.
right.
And
No,
we
that was
gotta
the
know
next.
too, and we gotta know this. Go
Hmm.
ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, bro.
Now I was saying you gotta know that the way the story was told about Maurice Carver, he only sold dogs the last 10 years of his life. Now that
Right.
don't mean that he wasn't already in dogs or for 20 or 30 years before that. The last 10 years of his life is when he started selling dogs and advertising dogs. He was doing dogs. He just wasn't selling to
Mm-hmm.
nobody. So he
Right.
hadn't got his chemistry, whatever formula he had put together down pat before he started selling to people. It wasn't nothing that he was figuring out as he was going. He
Right.
already got the recipe together.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And that's when we start noticing a pattern. Since I got Twin in here, I'm gonna say it like Twin said. It was a pattern. He had to put together a pattern, and he got his
There you
formula
go.
together.
He got them herbs and spices together, right?
Yeah,
Oh
he started
man.
cooking real good. He was cooking real good.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Ryan Gilbert
I
say,
seen that video where y'all went to Pat Carver's yard and got some of them dogs, some of them last dogs. Man, y'all should have asked her what was the formula. Should have asked her. She probably the only person that knew the formula. Straight up. That was one of y'all early videos.
"Oh, okay." You see what Brian Gilbert asking? Pressure. He say, "Hey,
Okay.
get a hold off subject. Do you fellas know of any frozen semen that's around off any of the great champions of the past? I see they say it, but when I check into it, a lot of times it's an old post."
Ooh, you gotta be
Mm,
careful.
yeah. Yeah.
It's some
Now
out here.
that be
To
careful.
answer the question, it is some out here from that's really
I,
legit. But
yeah.
but
Yeah. 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 It's some still out here that's real. But you really gotta do your research on the holder of it. That's all I'm gonna say. Do your research on the holder of it. It's some out here that's real though.
Well, I'm gonna go
his
back.
second
Since
wave,
Twin them in here, they had a show on it. You need to go check that out. They had a
Yeah.
show
yeah,
on
y'all
it.
check that out.
Right. Oh, yeah.
You know what it was called? You know what the exact name of the title was of that show?
I Twin, put the title of this show in there. I don't forget, but I watched it. I remember that. Y'all were just talking about that.
Mhm. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they were
Yeah,
just
but then
talking
like
about
I say, to answer that question, there are people who still holding on. You know, there was some Grand Champion Banjo strands still out here. There was said to be some Luke Kane strands out here. Chico Lopez claimed to be holding some Mayday semen out here. I mean, excuse me. But he may keep
Mm.
the holding some, but
CAP.
it's a possibility. You know what I'm saying? CAP. Somebody calling CAP on it. You know what I'm saying? And matter of fact, here come one of it. Here come Twin two right now. Come on, we here come Twin. Here come Twin. Here come Twin. We got Twin on
Let's
here.
talk
Twin,
about.
what's going on, Twin?
Oh, what's up?
What's
Okay.
up, Twin? Hold on, let me get my round of
Cool.
applause going hard,
Yeah,
Twin.
cool.
Yeah. Luke going hard, Twin. Two. When it came up in there. Oh man.
Oh, yeah, we doing something. We made it big
What going
time,
on?
SGA.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He fell out. Oh, okay, he back in there.
Oh, never mind.
See, can we get him back in here? Twin, you hear me, Twin?
Can y'all hear me?
Okay, I can hear you now, Twin. We hear you now.
Salute, Twin.
What's up, bro?
Nothing much, brother. You got it.
What's up, bro?
Bloodthirst, salute. Uric, salute.
Salute.
Hello there, everybody. Everybody new to the show, salute. Thank y'all for joining me.
Salute. Twin, we glad you came on here, man, to straighten out this what we call the cap right now. But you can straighten it out for us for once and for all, Twin, too. You can straighten it out for once and for all. You had a chance to see Queen of Hearts. You had a chance to see, of course, Red Ace. What could Red Ace could have hung with Queen, in your opinion?
We can't hear you, Twin.
Mike.
Yeah, can y'all hear me now?
Yeah. Okay, we hear you now. We hear you now.
Well, Queen and Red Ace was in two different weight classes. I would have to say Queen and Pratt.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And you feeling like you liking your chances with Brett?
I did Queen like we did, like Red Ace did Tommy Boy.
Y'all boys better press record on this show. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Okay. Nice. What you see in your eyes?
I think Brad had something that Red Ace didn't have. She had that made it crazy. Red Ace didn't have that made it crazy.
Okay.
I think I could have that up the chain.
Say that again.
Don't say that.
Say that again,
off the plane in Spain, and she would have came out ready to go.
Don't say that, Twin. Don't say that now. I feel you. I feel the same way. I felt the same way about mine. So I feel you. Oh man.
You gotta have that confidence.
Yeah.
You gotta have that confidence.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only way you can make things like that happen. You gotta have that confidence to go in there.
Right.
That's right. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
When came out, well, we don't did something in the world. I ain't gonna put on just on me because it's all of us out here. You know, brought Twin 2 out. Cause you know, Twin 2 might be sitting by, like you said, he let his brother bring him the information and talk about stuff. He don't be out here to board our streets like that. You know what I'm saying? We just have to have him come on the show, man. You know what I'm saying? And talk that talk with us. You know what I'm saying? On our end, you know, we always in the Shark Tank. You know, it ain't hard to no more charm in there now. Twins, all the charm look like they ran away. Ain't no more charm in there. Like they got ran off. Twin love to say, get him. Y'all see that? Get him. I ain't gotta say get him. He get in there, get him.
Mm-hmm.
That different breed, y'all. You know what I'm saying? It's that different breed.
Right.
We're scratching.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Good, bro.
Twin, I want to ask you this too. When y'all looking for prospective or perspective, like on the force, a stud y'all want to breed to, what your criteria is as far as that, and would you have considered breeding to some of your old stock, like May 2, for instance, the Scrawls left off May 2, you know, or would you want to look at trying something else? You know what I'm saying? At this day and time, you know.
I've always bred the champions and grand champions.
Okay.
To me, that gives me a percentage on what I'm looking for. I usually line it up. You know, I don't go grabbing for anything. I look at what's close to me. So I feel like it can work. Because the Matrix got to be the perfect dog. That's all. Not like you got a bunch of straws, but you know, you'll probably be seeing a litter soon. You got a dog in mind, you know, on a straw too. You know,
Okay.
That
what's up?
Got some straws. So we've been talking. So I haven't seen a prospect that they want to put May 2 to. May 2 can throw some good dogs. He wasn't really bred a lot, but he produced some good dogs.
Right.
What I like about him is that, you know, they wasn't just Mayday, you know. I think what they had, they got from Grand Champion Ace, and that was that mouth and that stifle style. You know, they was pretty rough dogs. I think Mayday just made them crazy.
Right. Yeah, like I say, I heard about Lucky, but the champion Lucky Dog and stuff like that, but I don't know what his style was. I didn't never know what his style was, but he bred very similar to the formula that y'all put together with the Super Nat stuff on the bottom, and you know, with the red ace stuff, I mean with the Super Nat ace stuff, you know. But like I said, very, very, very similar recipe, you know.
Yeah, Lucky was a pretty good dog.
Right. Right. But like I said, you own it. If people that say that again, Twin, what you said?
I said he was on my radar.
Okay. Okay.
We would have liked to breed to him.
Right. Right. Yeah. That's what's up on that. But like I say, if anybody who's been on your show and look at what you look at when you kind of like freestyling on the show and you just going through pedigrees and stuff, and then you talk about certain things that you had in the past, with the Lucky Strike Cottingham mix and what you were about to put together before everything went down. Like I say, from what I could see, what you trying to formulate, I would have thought that would have been an excellent, you know, formula as well. You know.
Well, she was a nice dog. Xena was a real nice dog. She was. She had a future. She definitely had a future.
Right.
And my KP, he actually made that breed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, KP made that breed. He made some kind of moves. You know, he did, I guess, the best little thing he got out of that, because you know what I'm going to do with it. But she was a nice one. She was helping the kitty up.
Okay.
I like the Lucky Strike, but I don't think Lucky would have beat Buck Rogers. They stayed out Buck Rogers' way.
Right. Mike Dan, salute. Supreme Excellence. Appreciate you, my brother, for the super sticker. Get my applause on. Appreciate you, Supreme.
Salute, chat. Hey, twin, you remember that show y'all just talking about? The old stud.
You heard him, twin?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay.
I didn't hear you.
Nah, I said you remember that show y'all just talking about the old studs and the DNA. What was the name of this show? Somebody asked me in the chat about this, so I didn't remember the title of it.
I remember seeing that on show, but I can't remember what the title of either title of was either.
You already know I don't know because Mike makes all the titles.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
You just twin two just said I come in to speak on it. Twin one gonna handle all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Twin one, you gotta dig the credit for us, man. Put that title in the chat for everybody. That was a nice show.
Yeah, but they say people that really do, like you say, the people I think Twin was talking about the Luke King's trials that still might be out here. There's some people that got some scrawls, you know.
Yeah, I know Natural Born do got straws on Luke King.
Right.
I know that for a fact. He got straws. I know a guy down here in Florida, he got a female off of the cane.
Oh, okay.
She's off a straw or natural breed?
I like Spartacus right now. I would pick Spartacus over Luke Kane right now, unless you had me a champion bitch. I would see red Luke Kane, but it's any bitch. No, I go with Spartacus. Something I see is really producing some decent dogs. Because when the last time you heard of a champion dog off of Luke Kane?
Been years and years ago.
Good. Yes, well,
You talking about Miss Luca era. You talking about Miss Luca era back
Thank you.
10, 15.
Thank you. All these damn straws off of Luke Kane. When the last time we heard something off of Luke Kane worth a damn?
Ain't no cap on that one. Ain't no cap on that one.
No cap.
You heard none of that. But that's why we know, Twin, that when it come down to it, in the old school ways of doing things, you want that killer blind, because especially if it wasn't working, you'll let it hit the road high. We have noticed that about you. If it ain't working, they got to get far away from you back then.
Right.
Yeah, most guys do it the way we do it. We're putting our best on the best. We put the best to best. We weren't trying to make it easy. We're trying to get the best ones out there. No, I like destroyers. Dogs that go in there and wreck shit.
Right. I believe that's more like an up north thing too, because y'all only had so much space up there. When us down south, we might have a little more space, and we could keep a little few more than y'all could keep. So if y'all in the city and them dog got to go in them kennel crates, only the very best finna go in this kennel crate. If I got to clean up behind you, you gonna be the very best I can feed. You know.
All right.
You're right.
2, 3 chain spots in the back.
Ohio, as far as putting the best to the best. Let's see what we get.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And then when we leave the yard, then we don't have to be fooled. Go to other people's shit and be wrecking their shit. You know what I'm saying? We know we expecting to wreck their shit because we didn't see the shit on our yard. You know. So
right.
We don't have to do too much. We don't have to do too much outside the yard before we're ready to look at them out there on the court. You know.
Right.
Dogman TV said, "What about Grand Champion Amos?" You never heard Grand Champion Amos?
I don't know if he was a grand champion, but I knew he was a 4-time winner. I knew when I knew Amos, he was a 4-time winner.
Okay. So you know him as a 4-time winner. Okay. Chico, you might live farther out or no. You said, "No, SDA, we got space, bro. But we ain't feeding no BS though." Okay, yeah, I mean, no back then that
There's some roomy areas up in that area where Chico at. There's some roomy areas. You know, there's some roomy areas up there.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I've been all up through that Akron and Canton and Massillon. I've been all up through there. When you start getting further out away from Cleveland and all that area, you start getting to like more like farm areas. You know what I'm saying? More country living when you get outside the city area.
All right. Yep, you ain't lying, Rock. You ain't lying. Man, it's rough in the city. It's rough in the city.
Yeah, I heard a good interview today. I think I don't know when PBK did it, but we had a good interview today with the Geno boys. I remember on our show I was talking about them how they hit the scene running. Yeah, they was pretty good guys. I would say the early 90s, they weren't there, but when they did come out, they came out rocking. They had some dogs. And I think they had Chanel too. So I think they're the ones that had Champion Chanel off of Mayday.
Okay.
I would like to ask him what happened to her because he didn't know had no puffs off of her or anything. A lot of bad luck with the Mayday bitches.
Ain't that what Black Eye said, twin? He said he ended up with Madonna, but she ain't never throw him nothing either. He said that's probably why he ended up with her, because she didn't throw nothing. She didn't give him nothing.
Yeah, because she was up in Ohio at that point in time.
So was that just a thing with the females in that blood?
Yeah, I think it would be so nice when the others like to see some off of Chanel and May May. Because all three of them were killers.
Oh, okay. Dogman TV said, yeah, Amos only won 3, but it's supposed to be scrawled off him. Oh, okay. Yeah, but that's another thing, twin, man. I'm so glad you on here, twin. the graveyard dog. I did a court case on the graveyard dog, a champion graveyard off of Mayday. He supposed to have been born January of 2000. Okay, now I was trying to go by your timeline that you laid out of when, but I said I gotta ask Twin, when did Victor actually leave the U.S. and went back to Ecuador? Because the graveyard dog would have been conceived in the end of '99.
Yeah, graveyard was off of Mayday when Mayday was throwing.
Okay.
Yeah, graveyard he was one of those off of Mayday. It's when he got over there in Ecuador, you know, if y'all notice, all the champions that Mayday produced here in the United States could not do the same thing when he got into Ecuador. You know, you had a piece and all, and you were selling more dogs.
Right.
To remember, Rat was bred back to Mayday back in that time, during that time. And that's how she ended up in Ecuador with Victor, because, you know, I had two of them over down there breed to him. I had Apache off a Bruiser and a Hooker Red. And that's Sassy Girl's mama. I breed her to Mayday and I breed Rat to Mayday. I went to go pick up Apache and Brat, and Brat looked real sick. And I told him, man, I'm not taking her home. I left her here. I left her there because you got to fix my bitch. Because if something happened to her, you might as well turn over Mayday.
Right. Don't load the big guy up. We out of here.
Yeah, but he took care of her. He took her over there and took care of her. That's why in the picture you'll see that big lump on her side. That was from the antibiotics and the IVs they were sticking in her. She was still a nut. You see her picture when she bred to Mayday, how Victor had her tied up, choked up, and everything, because she was a nut. Told you I sent her the natural born. I sent her the natural born, and she was back in 24 hours. She was supposed to be breeding the Lucan. I was like, he sent me a picture, but I was like, what's up with that, man? She wasn't even gone 24 hours. No, I know he couldn't handle Brad. That's what that was. Brad was probably trying to get at Lucan's ass and his ass too. You know? You're like, man, I might send this bitch back. I don't want none of it happening to my Lucan. It's dog crazy. He can beat some dogs, but remember, he another Chico Lopez to me.
He's in your booty.
But he probably a little bit more real than Chico, because Chico used to be a real dog, man. Not taking nothing away from me. He was out there. But when he did that bullshit in Orlando, I was done with him. And then took the same dog that he went to the police station and came out with. He got disqualified going for his grand champion because he had caps in his mouth.
Oh, damn! He went into the match with cap. Damn.
So that just tell you what kind of person he is. That's why you ain't never heard Chico. You hear Chico pop up and talk about everybody who talk about him. Have you ever noticed him to say anything to us?
Nah.
Oh.
Because we was there. We was there up in Orlando when he did that shit.
So he came in with the real cap.
Right.
He came with that mouthpiece cap. That white fang cap. He came with that white fang. He put the fangs in there.
Yeah, the Paul Wall cap.
I'm finna put these werewolves in their mouth. I bet I win. Why this?
Oh man.
It's cheating. Period.
Yes.
Right?
That's all it
That's
is.
cheating.
On the highest level.
But that just tell you what kind of person he is. Remember, everybody lost dogs that night. That got taken. He came out of that police station with his dog. And you know why? Because everybody else started getting charged. They tried to kill that boy.
What that was, he got beat up. Then Jesse and them beat him up. I hope I ain't telling that I ain't supposed to talk. My bad. I thought when they died, somebody got beat up. Either it was in New York or down in Florida. Somebody got beat up. I don't forget who it was, but I could afford it.
That happened down here in Florida, Jesse's.
Yeah, I was just gonna say somebody got beat up when they came out. Cause everybody else, and see that just let you know, man. Come on now, dog. Come on, man. They were talking about they were shooting them dogs. They ain't even let them get down the road to the humane or inhumane society or whatever you want to call it. They shot them dogs. A lot of them dogs on the spot, man.
That happened up in Detroit, up in Romulus, up there when Joe and them got raided. It was a big show. They was out there, Windy City, everybody was there. That's the night we got away with when that boss man, the grand champion boss man, we got away with him. Me and Mike got away with him that night. But all the rest of the dogs, they was pulling them out, just shooting them right there on the spot, went in the yard and shot every dog in the yard.
You know what I'm saying? And they talking about they rescuing. That ain't no rescue. Don't rescue me then. If you finna pull a gun to my head and blow my head off, don't rescue me, man. Leave me on the chain. Leave me on the chain.
Look, this is another thing what happened with that night with Chico. You know, everybody, they searched all the cars coming out. If you didn't have a dog, you got them out. Okay, we all over there at the police station wondering what they talking about. Cause ain't nobody got arrested for it. So all of a sudden, you hear the police say something over the mic, and they were saying, "Go back to the spot and look at the van up in the air." Yeah, and they went up there, and there was a dog up there. Yellow Wolf was in that building that night too. He got away. He was in another car up there in the ceiling. But they knew about that dog up there in the van. And they sent somebody over there and they got another dog out there. And then Chico came out with his dog, Bruno.
Wow.
Right. And then on top of that, man, y'all look at these crazy stories that he come out with. You know, remember, all those dogs, some great dogs, made him think he better than SGP. All that shit was going on in Mexico. Who was the only one telling the story? It ain't like we had a bunch of people coming back talking about Chico and his shit, what he was doing. All this shit was his story. You know, the shit that we did see, shit was running, trying to bite his ass. He get that feeling. I think the dog was awesome. I think it was awesome buck or awesome man. I know it was one of them awesome. Yeah, they was talking about, when he got arrested that night after he lost. I know Gino Boy was talking about it. Dog got hit, started bleeding, and all of a sudden, when they go about 6 minutes, he was talking, no. He hit that rich gold oil, you know what I'm saying? Chico jumped in there and picked the dog up real quick. Dog got taken on the way home, but he tried to keep that a secret, which I think he did keep it a secret because a lot of people didn't know the awesome headache or awesome buck, had been taken, yet he was still acting like the dog was still around. How you gonna make a dog a champion all of a sudden? Remember, he was champion awesome buck.
Ooh.
All the time he got confiscated the same night he lost.
Secret cap. Dang.
Hold on. Salute Brian Gilbert for the 5-piece. Salute to the chat.
Brian.
I'm trying to catch a straw off of Dunleavy's Big Red. Live wire kennels of Maryland, still functioning schoolboy said they got it. Anybody know something about the schoolboy Big Red scrawls over there? Barbed wire kennels. I forgot the other one, but you might need to get with schoolboy on that. He might know who had the last of those scrawls. Reach out to him on Messenger, Brian Gill. But back to what Twin saying, cause I want to hear about this cap.
Right.
Okay.
Salute Vendetta, old man. Salute, y'all.
Salute.
Yeah, salute. Yeah, Gino. Him and James said, yeah, Gino said, awesome book. LOL.
Yeah. But we did a
He
show
said that
on
was over
too.
20.
Yeah, we did a show on that. You know, I think it was like our first or third show. You'll go back and you'll hear the Chico story. Where I broke it all down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember some of that you did, Twin. Also too, just like you said the other night, the blood wind up solidifying itself because of the stuff it threw down the line. You said all you were saying was, as far as Macho book, as far as the individual dog, you know, and the record of that dog being kind of, you know, some cap. It was suspicious. Some of them wins, nobody knew about it. Then all of a sudden, he dog of the year. Once whoever that was working them get the magazine, you know, and everybody saw that. If you was in that era, everybody saw when Jack Kelly gave up the magazine. All of a sudden, Macho Book become dog of the year. Everything started going downhill. You know, they popped the journal or whatever, but the line ended up solidifying itself because it did throw winners down the line, but just those dogs were not what they said they were. You know, people say that about AJ.
He learned the same game. He learned that game from Evolution. Evolution does the exact same thing as Chico. Evolution, Chosen Few, you know, they got all kind of names, you know, but that's what they was on. You know, Chico learned that from them. They are doing the same thing, build up, take great dogs, make great breeding, but then you got all these dogs popping up and they ain't the dogs that they say they are. Hey, I want to answer Supreme Excellence question. Before we school our own dogs back then, we tested our own dogs on our own best dogs back then. And when we did step off the yard, we stepped off the yard to go smash some people, get some work in. You know,
there you go.
Doing it that way, we don't have to worry about picking up. We make it, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Then we hit the circuit. We step up the yard, you know, we always go out there with the intention to go to other people. We ain't got no intentions on picking our shit up. You know, we be sitting there waiting on that. Okay, that's enough. I did. Some of them go quick too, y'all. Central's Kennel, he tried twice. We stepped off the yard with the shit. He tried twice. He never paid it. He never make it past 10 minutes. But she was a real dangerous dog, though. She was another good one. She was real good. She had a hell of a mouth. She was pretty rough. She was off at Nico and Champion Sugar. And we took a female and bred her, which was Naya. We bred her to Twisted off of Mayday. Champion Twisted. And that's where she come from. She had a little brother named Twisted Nico. They say the dog ended up in the Virgin Islands. That's what Link said. She died on the key, but I got word that she was in Virgin Islands, smashing shit, one of the greatest dogs in the islands. But she was that rough. She had a 15 mouth.
Dang.
Wait.
She could bite harder than any dog. I'm talking about. I done seen Rat Queen and all of them. This dog bit harder than all of them dogs. She bit like they said. You know how you can see a dog bite you, and it seemed like somebody done put an air hose in you, and the dog's body starts swelling up from air, punch your lungs and stuff.
Right.
Yeah, she was.
Pressure bite.
Yeah, she had a real nasty mouth. Shit, my KP put his dog on there, and he thought he was grabbing the right one for her ass, and he didn't last 10 minutes either. She was a deadly dog. She had a lot of mouth. She was crazy, like a Mayday dog, and she had ability. I think they just have I think what made those dogs special, they had another level of intensity. Oh, like Dragon Ball Z, you got that first stage of Saiyan, Super Saiyan. You got that other stage on other stages. Well, Mayday dogs were on another level of aggression. Their minds were more focused on destruction. Even when they weren't being used, they were destroying shit, biting on shit. That's why Black didn't make grand champion, because she didn't have no teeth in her mouth. That when you were 3 years old when she made champion.
Dang. And who you said had the shit when she was getting conditioned? You said Havana Boy, or did you say Havana Boy had when the shit was getting when she supposed to been died? And then you said you think she might be in Puerto Rico.
Cuban Mr. Link had her.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah. So okay. I thought you were gonna say Havana Boys or somebody like that, or what's it called? What old dude name? They used to call him Jit back in the days, but I don't know if you know any of those down that way. But yeah.
Well, I know about Chico and Danny though.
Right.
No, all of them was all like, remember, Big Mike, Hardcore, Stone City, Pro Set. All them guys kind of hung out. They all knew each other. Word Kennels, the guy that had the journal. He lost the Yellow Buck. He had a bad last 4-time winner named Buster. But that's who Yellow Buck won his grand championship on. He was a nice dog. Believe that. Yellow Buck's grand championship did not come easy.
Oh, okay.
But
and some of the dudes in that circle is related to each other, right? Some of them guys really related to each other.
Yeah.
Some of them guys, some of them like they cousins or something, like it's family. Like
some of them. Jesse boy down there in Evolution. Cause I always wonder how Victor and Jesse and them was letting Evolution, market those dogs and all those lies, and they don't say that.
Right.
I knew there was something to that. Remember, look at the dogs of the year, y'all. Check out the dogs of the year. Once Word Kennel got his hands on the journal.
Right.
Yeah, I went a couple straight years with Yellow, Mayday, Buck dogs on the cover.
What was the Bret hardest match?
They were all good dogs. I didn't think Evolution and Chico and them were doing. They were more marketing dogs, And I think they even had some decent dogs. Because remember, I had Sir Kale. I got Sir Kale from. I got a little chocolate male. He was pretty nice. He just didn't have no ability. I didn't keep him. He had to go. But they just, I never really seen that really come out of their yard. Macho Buck. But again, I told y'all, those super kennels, thank God for them being around, or they wouldn't have had no cred. Don't be for super kennels. Super kennels, Macho Buck wouldn't have no cred. It's just thank God he's off of 357.
Right. Okay.
That's for real. 1 minute, the dog one time winning, the next time we see him, shit, within 2 months, that thing, like he became a grand champion out of nowhere. I think he might maybe one or two. That's about it.
Salute, Mr. Turner. Gainesville.
Salute.
Grand champion Brandon Snub for Dog of the Year. It's the biggest Dog of the Year snub in a while. Do we see some cap in the rearview mirror of the past? Some cap or some politic cap? In the, they got something to do with it. It gonna always be. It was a lot of that back in the day. Two people don't want to acknowledge that stuff sometimes, but it was some politics. Just like Twin explaining. It was some, and before, and we can't put it all on their shoulders because they just following the grid of Jack Kelly because he had politics going on too with that journal. So,
A lot of politics, yeah.
Little Mr. Turner, baller. Little.
Yeah, I think it was more politics was just the fact that, in 2003 when dude got busted up there in PA, and they went up there and then they waited a couple months and then they came down there and hit his crib and they found all that journal material. Remember, even after he got arrested and charged, he was still running the journal. Everybody that put their subscription in that year, they lost their money. He was asking for everybody to, put their money back into him. And that's, I think, Evolution gave him some money to put that dog on the cover of Dog of the Year. He donated, like maybe got her $10K. But trust me, my man over that work, he got money. He might have got it tied up or something, but Macho Buck bought his cover shot, his Dog of the Year. Not the actual Macho Buck. He might have been a decent dog. It's just the people who had him, but you can't really say if he was a real dog, Because, he's a good produced decent dog, but he ain't produced nothing great. Like, the Mayday dogs that, you want to speak on. He didn't do what Luke Kane did. He had me down when Spartacus is done,
Right.
He hadn't done nothing like Barracuda. He ain't done nothing like Bay2 or Rat. But, he is definitely a good bred dog. 357 produced better dogs. They produce better to me.
I just always wanted to know why so many people wrote that tide of popularity when the numbers didn't add up so much to the dogs of the past of similar, ancestry, like you just said, like a Mayday, some dogs like that were producing, on a phenomenal level at one time. But those other dogs, they had a name that was big, but they didn't produce at that same level. Nowhere near that same level, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? They didn't, but they were just a popular dog, and people wanted to breed to them. I don't know what was up with that back then.
That's what happens when they go to stab them out. Start studying them out, making them public. You're saturating the line. See, there's a difference between what Victor did on the yard compared to what Victor did when he started letting everybody read to Mayday. A lot of those read after, he had already put out like 10, 12 champions before he left Florida. Me personally, I did Friday. I think it was like 15, 16 dogs. You got little Mayday to the equation. It was 16 dogs that were champions or grand champions when Mayday left.
Oh yeah, his dog was something hard. I can say it back in them times. I remember when he started gaining momentum. And not a lot, but you start to see it. They started to see him show up. Even dogs like champion Mr. Sirius, who I seen a lot coming up. That went back to Katana, the dog that you could have bought, but you ain't like how on California Jack. You didn't like how this whole messy the yard was and stuff, but that dog was an outstanding dog. You know what I'm saying? And he had a little bit of Mayday from Katana, and he had mouth and everything. He was a complete bulldog. He looked like a little 38-pound Mayday. That's how he looked. He looked like he was a 38. So, like I said, the old dog were making their way. But then, like I said, when he left, it was different things.
I had a nice time over there on Jack's yard, but it was such in bad shape that I wouldn't take a dog off that yard. That's why I left. I had a chance to walk off the yard for $700 with her.
Right.
And you walk through your yard and step in some shit with me standing there. I'm trying to tell you couldn't get that past my water car.
Oh man.
Shit. that shit right there. That one right there, that blew me. I mean, literally, you know how we get shit on our shoes and we get to wiping our feet in the grass. This dude was stepping the dog shit like it wasn't shit. Like he had a pair of shoes. Yeah, man. In the yard was really, like that.
Man.
And it smelled terrible.
Oh no.
Yeah, it smelled terrible.
Well,
yeah, we had some fun up there.
Yeah, it sounds like a shit situation. Marquis B.
Yeah, when I
was said it's like 5,000.
I was up in that area. I seen Sean from Bull Skull. I seen Emmett. We took hanging out with Mike. Took some pictures with 9 Millie. It was a nice trip. See Sparky. Got some puppy. We did some breed with Emmett, Wacko, and Sparky. As a matter of fact, we had those on our yard. We had dogs, Wacko, Champion Skins. The boys that have, they took over the dogs when we got out, and they had bred to Wacko. They got us champion out of that. Bred to the Fatty Girl. Fatty Girl go back and Screaming Demon's pedigree. You can see she's double bred. Screaming Demon's double bred Fatty Girl. But it was some nice dogs, though.
Right.
And then we had the Emmett one. Yeah, that was trash. The Emmett dog didn't work out. Even D South bred a couple dogs to Emmett. They didn't turn out.
Wow.
And I had one off of Sparky. He was trash.
Marky B said like 5,011 dog of the years running around, man. That cause it ain't no more order or no more Marky B. That's all gone now. All the order and that was one good thing about the journal was it was one place where you could go and this was the dog of the year. You know, you might have had American Game Dog Time dog of the year, and that was that. You know, take it or leave it. But you know, people start making their own thing, and then you got the Backyard Association dog of the year. You got the Bootleggers dog of the year. Whatever you got all kind of crazy stuff. So, you know, everybody gonna respect it.
Journal also kept hearing, you know, what was going on around the world. You know, that's how a lot of the great matches came to be. You know, you find a lot of champions in that journal. They ended up beating each other because of the journal.
Right.
A lot of great matches showed up because of the journal.
Live life real, pro and gang.
Live like real, salute. Pro and game in the building. G-Ville said May 2 to a daughter of 357 made an ace, champion 38. Right.
Okay.
Sound like some high power stuff.
Yeah, we took a daughter off of Brad in May 2. And that's a whole lot of Mayday. And the boys from the Most Wanted came down there and got her and bred her the graveyard and produced that grand champion bitch. And she was a killer. She didn't ever go past 30 minutes. She won 7. And she was a little bitch. And Brielle Brothers had a real nice one. What a day. She was a little killer. No, it just seemed like on our line, we had a lot of good females. A lot of doing what Red Ace could do, but with the crazy. One thing they did have, they had a Red Ace ability. They could wreck one and wreck them quick.
Yeah, how long was the Brat? What was the Brat longest match on Twin?
26 minutes. And all 3 of her matches, and all 3 of her matches were in the 2-time winners, all going for their championship.
So you're saying for 3 times she closed the door in 3 dogs' faces trying to go for the championship. She closed the door in their face. Oh man.
That stifle game, that stifle style was that's what it was. Stifle. The dogs know how to fight their way back there. Once they got back there, it was over. I know I heard Pro talking crazy. Mike said something. Pro said something like Pretty Mama would have killed Brad. The only reason Pretty Mama made it in my yard, and I ended up leaving Little Mayday up there in Michigan, is because Pretty Mama did not look bad at all against Little Mayday. Brad was a 35, 36, 37 pound dog. Pretty Mama was a 42, could have been a 43 pound dog. They couldn't stand each other. Remember, I used to put them in shape together. So them dogs, they did not like each other at all. If Mama got off the chain, she would go past every dog to get to Brad. If Brad got off the chain, she would go past every dog to go get Mama. The time that they did get off, thank God I was home. But it was two different dogs that learned how to hate each other because I used that hate that they had for each other to put them in great shape for their matches.
Right.
So it was easy working those dogs out because they couldn't stand each other and they would just work hard trying to be better than each other.
Mm-hmm.
You always had to handle mama first because you got clear the room when you take Brad off the meal or you take her off anything. You gotta have mama put up. If Brad will not cool off, she won't chill out. She won't do anything. If you take her off and leave that bitch there on that meal, Brad is not gonna have that shit. But you take pretty mama out, then leave Brad there, she be cool. Then you take her off, now she go off, look like, she'll pull think she gonna go out here and find her ass,
Right.
But try to do it the other way. You might not have a meal when you get back. Take Brad out that out that meal before you take mama off. Before you get her back out there, shit, back up in that motherfucker. She is coming back up in there. I don't know how she gets off. But one time I did that, and I don't know how she got off. But as I'm taking off, here comes Brad. Dive right up into the meal, right into her. Bam. Oh, shit. So I start crating her.
Doing the skateboarders, boy, they tough. That's a tough keep. That about bad as a dog that bite on everything. You gotta always keep your eye on a dog like that. Skateboarders.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Find their way to get out of something. They gon' whatever kind of. They keep you on your P's and Q's. That's one thing you gotta give them. You gotta tip your hat to them, cause they make you. You gotta keep. If you modify something, then you're gonna have to keep looking at it and trying to see, is this it? And they're gonna test whatever you put them in to see if it's safe proof or not. So by the time you get through, that cage ought to be a real prison cell by the time they come out of that cage.
I'm going through that right now.
They're gonna test every corner, every crevice. Wherever you might have missed a nail, they're gonna bite through that. It's gonna be something they're gonna get out. They're trying to get out.
Right.
All while you at work, they're trying to figure out a way to get out. This is their whole life work to get out of this cage.
That is the truth too.
Man.
I had big collars on my dog. I didn't have no catches. I had nothing but U-boats and shit like that locked on them things. Collars going through the ring. And them dogs were still getting off the chain, y'all.
Yeah. Dog. Dog.
They keep you on your P's and Q's. I know that.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Pro, you said, have I ever seen Bad Trouble? Oh, I never seen Bad Trouble. Oh.
He said Mama had more mouth. You never seen Brad in Trouble.
Mom did not have nobody bit harder than Brad. Brad was up there with Queen of Heart and Pandy, y'all.
Got that package.
That's just flat out. That's why Pretty Mama was the best in show, because Brad was making her shit look easy.
I'm trying to think in my mind, when have I ever heard Twiz say this? I just heard what Twiz just said, but I'm trying to think. Have I ever heard Twiz say what he said? Cause when I hear that Queen of Heart and Pandy comparison twin, When I hear that, a lot, you know what I'm saying? You know, I be hearing people that been in the game a long time. They were like, well, nobody want that. I heard y'all say it by Panthers. Nobody want that. Then one time you had an episode, somebody said, if they came knocking at your door twin, you said, I would be honest with you. I ain't got nothing for that. I'm trying to win. I want to win. I'm just gonna be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna do no running, but I'm gonna tell you, I ain't got nothing for that bitch. I don't got nothing for her.
Yeah. If they knock on my door with Pandy, I was not gonna answer that mug. I'd sit right there trying
to hold up. See, I do. See what I'm saying? What my sound effects? Hold up. What my sound effects? So, we gotta get these sound effects while he on here. See there? He doing it. I will go cold with it.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog.
Come on now, dog.
Come on now, man.
Come on now, man.
Bro, come on now.
I know it. Twin told the truth. Twin gonna tell the truth. Yeah, Twin say he gonna tell the truth. Look, I'm not finna answer.
Yeah, I seen both of them. They was two of the baddest dogs I seen. Now, if I was to go ranking them, I would have to have Brad fourth because I would have to give it to Red Ruby, Queen, Pandy, Red Ruby, and Brad. They was the most destructive dogs I've ever seen outside of Red Ace. Red Ace will still get number 5, even though she lost.
Okay.
Because she was very destructive. We put her on perfect. We put the perfect dog on Tommy Boy. But they thought Tommy Boy was rough. We showed him a rough dog, and she was a rough cur that night. And she still destroyed her. In 5 minutes, it was doing an out-of-hole count. That's all it took her. 5 minutes to destroy her.
Now you say that how that dog right there was bred. The other one, the Ruby, what you just said, the one that you said was behind
Red Ruby, Red Ruby be down up there with Queen and Pandy, because she won 7, she didn't ever go over 30.
How was she bred?
She was off of Brad, Red the May 2 with the mama, and Graveyard with the daddy.
Okay.
That was a triple bred, inbred Mayday dog.
G-Bill said, I see what Twin's saying, but people are laugh because the number's not there.
Well, Brad would have never made grand champ because she would have never had the teeth in her mouth to do it. That's why she never took her back out, because she had no teeth. But if you're looking at what she did, and then you're looking at what she produced, it was doing it. Maybe was a bad dog itself. It just look at Ruby. I don't think they respected Ruby enough like they did Queen. Look, Queen won 8 out of 8 killing dogs quick as she was doing. At some point, you have to start lying to get the matches. They couldn't lie to get a match with Pandy. Pandy's looking old. Yeah, she ain't really trying to start now. Anything to get one. She was out there 2 years. Did nobody take her? And she didn't come out scratching. She don't come out scratching at all.
Jeeva said, I think his dog's as good as them, but the marketing part just didn't happen. It could very well be.
The way you market your dog, and you got to put that dog out there to market itself.
Or it is facts right there.
Holtman say, historically speaking, bulldogs with a pack mentality on the yard versus bulldogs without a pack bone in their body. Does that drive the selectivity? No. I wouldn't even know how to answer a question like that, to be honest with you. About a pack dog, when you're talking about pack animals and then a dog that's not a pack animal.
Right.
I couldn't see Brett running no pack. Can anybody?
No, that's why I say it's gonna be toward the pack, man.
Right.
That's true, him and James, but that's why I said if that's true, him and James, which that is true, what I'm finna put up here. Hell, folks didn't have to rely on the magazine anymore. They could self-promote on the internet by then. LOL. But the thing of that is, if that is true, you can market better than you ever could. But why haven't that made people erase the dogs or old names in their mouth? We still hollering Mayday 20-some years later. We still hollering Eli 50-some years later. We still hollering Bolio 50-some years later. Hank 40-some years later. These same dogs we still hollering out with all the marketing and everything we got going on now. And there was and before now, but nobody could move those dogs out the way. He died in what, 89? 1990? 1990? Yola died at 94. You know, supposedly. You know what I'm saying? He might have died before then. You know?
That's what I was talking about earlier.
You say Yola died in 92?
Yellow died in 1992.
See what I'm saying? See how much cat them throw it out here?
And Big John was stolen in 2000. But any dog that was off of Big John after 2000 was some bullshit.
See what I'm saying?
That cap on it.
I got the South Carolina flag on my cap. Oh man, South Carolina, I heard the cap. I got a South Carolina. I got that moon and a palmetto tree up there on that cap.
Wait. Hey, go back to the beginning what I was talking about though, you know. Hey, the guys that came after the old timers, you know, they was trying to make them new lines. They was working them. They had their lives on their yard.
I know, because I was on their yard. I went there to breed to the dog. I told y'all the story. I went there to breed to the dog. He wasn't there. That's how I ended up breeding the little John.
Wait.
I told everybody, go mess with Pokemon. Damn sure they bring that dog up to the front yard. Surprise. The dog don't have no scars.
The dog wasn't even there. He wasn't even there. The dog was absent for the breed.
Twin, how you think you were gonna try to pull that laugh on y'all after y'all done rode all that way, and the dog done been stolen? He gonna try to pull that. How you thought he was gonna try to pull that off on y'all? As far as y'all came to breed to this dog.
Well, I done bred to another champion. I like to see my dog backed up too.
Right.
So that wasn't gonna work with me anyway. It was just surprising that you told me before I got there that Big John wasn't there. I didn't know Big John was gone until I got there.
Right, he had to go on down and tell you the truth. Look, twin, Big John gone, man. He got stolen.
Should have been told him that.
Dog probably did what Redman did over there at Hardcore. Got man up there because he never saw him again.
Oh.
Dog could have got off the chain. They don't know what happened to John.
Yeah. Say, man, look, man, I got Lil John right here, though, twin. Come on, back him up, Lil John, twin. I ain't got Big John, but I got Lil John, twin. You're a champ, too. You say you want a champ. Here go another one right here. Lil John, his son right here.
They go out there and get that black mark and put some scars on it. They got a hell of a name. Goddamn, we went before and got nothing on it. I told you, my partner, when I did agree to that rattler dog, I told him before you do it, man, don't let him go into the yard. Make him bring the dog up to the front. Make sure they bring the dog up to the front. Hey, I wouldn't do it, but you want to do it. He got all the way to the man's house. The man brought the dog to the front. Just like I said, he was going to try to go out there and bring the dog bring the dog from the back to the front. Bring the dog up to the front so you make sure he see the dog. When he saw the dog, he took a picture of it and sent it to me. Hey man, is this Rattler? I said, yeah, that's Rattler. He was like, twin, he got scars. He a grand champion. Got off the phone and left the man yard. I had that picture a long time too. The picture he sent me up. Yeah, he took a good picture of me. He was like, man, this dog a 5-time winner. Look at this dog, man. Where's the 5-time winner at on this dog?
Brad and Pretty Mama both were females that looked like males, and both were fucking nuts.
They said Big John won the championship on his brother. I think it's brother.
What?
Yeah.
Oh.
That thing was like 16 minutes or something like that. Like shorter than that. Dude was like, get that dog out my dog. But it was his brother dog. Wasn't even on patch. So you start hearing the interesting stories, Not saying the guys weren't putting these dogs down. They were just adding. But one time another dude just bullshit.
They were paid.
Yeah. Crossroad used to beat up on him so much. He said, man, I used to beat up on the guys so much, man, they started taking my money.
Dang. Oh, man.
South Carolina has some good dogs. We had some fun down there. I had some good times down there. Best fun I had was down in South Carolina. I said my best time I had to say Puerto Rico was my best. I'd have much fun hanging out there in DMV, Pro Set, and Mike Stewart over there, Hell on Earth, and Bill Buster. That's how I met Gino at. Gino was at there at Mike Stewart's career. These boys came here rolling. Came with some good dogs too, though. Yeah, he was a good interview I heard today. He did a good interview. Yeah, he did a lot of verifying some things that I spoke on before. Spoke on a lot of stuff that I said before. But I talked about them on my show before, how they came. They just seemed funny. It's like Strictly Business. Strictly Business popped up. Can't be very competitive. Size them up, another good kennel came in there. Making noise. But look at the dog they were using. Look at the pedigrees of the dog they were using. This is why they were so successful. people always say champion. Look at a champion pedigree. What's the main thing you notice? 95% of the time, they're good red dogs.
You said they were getting pulled. You think they were getting pulled off of Patriot when Vengeance went sterile? I done heard people say about that Vengeance dog. I always had my questions about the Midnight Strand as a whole. I think sometimes them dogs throw dogs every other generation. Or it's some cap. One of them. Because when I look at Vengeance dad, Vengeance sire, he didn't really produce, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't no, but then you got his granddad, you know what I'm saying? You got Midnight, you know, it's every other, I don't know how that works, but you just don't see a lot of Midnight dogs.
Two real good black dogs, cowboy dogs. They are good, consistent, game, decent ability, good mouth. It's just hard to beat. That's what that was.
Salute.
Get past all them elements.
I used to mess with them Eli dogs.
They're right. No, I say we done looked at we were looking at your dog twin back in the day. I had my eye peeled on some of your old stuff back then. Old stuff. I said twin has some high powered stuff.
Hey, I want to correct Pro again. Pro Whistle was matched 6 times. He won 3 and he was picked up 3 times. So these weren't backyard roads. There's a 3-time winner and a 3-time game loser. So, and we're talking about it then in the Michigan area. You don't have backyard roads. Too many of them up there. Dog would never got the credit that he got. That was Whistle Trent. But yeah, Whistle Trent was a 6-time. He got matched 6 times.
That one thing about that area right there is unanimous. The state of Michigan, a tough battleground to play in. I don't care where you came from, who you know, who your daddy is. I don't care nothing about that. It's been unanimously known across the board that Michigan was a tough place to play. Detroit, Flint, Battle Creek, it don't matter where it was at. You know, it was going down in Michigan.
Yes, sir. Yeah, a lot of badass killers in that one area. A lot of them. West Side, Hoorah. I can name a bunch of them. They had it going on up there in Michigan now. In Chicago wasn't not to be played with either. While y'all playing.
Oh yeah.
I think the East Coast was just rough. I mean, I had to say that about Jersey, New York, Buffalo, Rochester, all the dogs, all of them. Ohio. It was just a lot of good dogs around back then. But Legion of Doom, you don't hardly ever hear from them. They do come, they come. So I think that was my biggest prize.
Oatman say, twin, did you have anything else down from Yellow John other than the Mayday blood?
But before we messed with the Mayday blood, we had Amber. Amber was off of Champion Whistler. She was a yellow John dog, even though she had yellow. She was a yellow John dog. But we called her red boy back. We called her. She was a red boy dog to us back then. We had bred the termite. We bred the Mayday. We had bred the Angels Apache before we bred the Mayday.
That's some more yellow John. Then you got your Amber Bluegrass Wrangler stuff. That's a yellow John.
Yep.
Champion Wrangler.
Yep. You gonna see yellow John. You see yellow in the pedigree there too.
Right on the bottom of your Wrangler, he do got yellow in the pedigree. You got yellow John on top and the yellow on the bottom.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe it was the last thing bred to Amber. She was the last litter. Redis was the last litter. We had bred the termite, we had bred the Angels Apache, we had bred to Grand Champion Ace. Damn, we bred the Mayday. That was just by luck too. Shoot, once I saw Mayday, I was like, I'm gonna breed to that damn dog. That big motherfucker ain't nothing to be played with. They talk that shit about big dog, but if you look at the dogs that Mayday beat, you know, you say that he didn't have the competition out there. Shoot, two of the dogs for 3 or 4, or one was the grand champion, the other one was a full-time. Do the math. Where all these big dogs at? If they get these big dogs he's going into, got all these. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Yeah, I would have came up either way, twin.
One punctured his line and the other broke his leg.
Dang.
Yeah. So, and I seen both of them. Both of them dogs were so nice. It just looking at Mayday is like looking at Barracuda. I saw Barracuda, and trust me, Barracuda was almost a replica of Mayday. Kind of trying to beat him. He was not going to beat him. Just like you weren't going to beat Mayday. Period. There's some dogs you just ain't going to beat. They said the same thing about Robert T, but we said the same thing about Duke. Put the two dogs together, and what happened? Robert T quit. 40-something, like 48 minutes. After all the great dogs he beat.
You talking about Ken Allen dog, Robert T, with 9-1?
Yep.
But who in the world had 2 dogs and they went 19-1, twin? You probably won't ever see that again in life. I got 2 dogs. I got Tornado and I got Robert T, and their record is together 19-1.
Yeah, and Robert T beat champion than Tornado did.
See what I'm saying? Never heard of it. You know what I'm saying? People don't really put that in context of just out of them 2 dogs. Just people that went through their whole career and they don't got a percentage of winning like that. And he did that with 2 dogs.
The grand champion say he was real good. He was an Eli dog, but he was bred down off of that Legion of Doom stuff. And I can tell you, he added names to our win list. Roster Man, True Colors, and Kenny Allen, and the Abrahams. Into his 5 wins, you know what I'm saying? And all 5 with 5 different 5 different states.
No. K-Monger said, my man went to Detroit years back and said they had a 5 to 10,000, a 10 to 20,000, and the $50,000 option of hounds. Bam said we were staying in the 5 to 10,000 range. LOL. I know they wasn't nothing to be played with up there in the Detroit area.
Mm-hmm.
At whatever time period you want to name, there wasn't no plan in the D. What up though? Open said I like the Super Nat boot stuff.
Super Nat don't like boots. He got rid of boots.
I was just finna say it, twin. I was just finna say it. I said, Oatman must don't know a story. I was just finna say what you said, twin. I said, you can like it, but Super Nats didn't like it. Because right after that 4 hours, whatever, however long, 4 hours or something, he went down the road. You can tell what kind of man Super Nat was. He was not interested in them dogs that go on the deep end and drown you. Some people interested in, I am not finna be here all night with you. We gonna get in here, we gonna get it done, and we gonna get out of here. You're gonna either show or blow. One of the two. But what we ain't doing is gonna be in here for 4 hours. Like we finna have a full work shift in here. We ain't finna do that.
Hey, but like they do come, they come. I had seen Super Nat
Somebody say he did, but it was few and far between.
I mean, I'm still trying to find the one. I had all the old books. I used to. I think we found one that he lost that was reported. Other than that, he pop up, go about anywhere between 20 and 40 minutes, get out of there. Bonfire used to do a lot of Super Nat dogs.
Carver said be the grand champion for number 6. You talking about the Robert T. Gary Bill? The Robert T. dog be the grand champion for number 6. Oh. Okay.
It'd be my brain. Grand champion Duke beat him by he played the game that Robert T played, jumped on Robert T head, took his head off, curled him out.
Marquis B said if you add Zink in, Ken Allen went 25-1 with 3 dogs. My goodness.
The record right there. The record.
Ken Allen was a bad dude. He was a good dude. He talked a lot of shit, him and his wife, but he was a good dude. He was a dog. Damn.
Oh yeah, we heard about the chick dog and it almost got him killed up there. Up the road. Roster man had to save his life, didn't he?
Oh yeah, that was a fun day that we think we were in some tornado and Lady Stone. You should have seen them guns that put bought the cars, y'all. The clicking and the clacking that came out the trunks. All that clicking and clacking you see in the movie. Time and the clicking and clacking, that shit works like that out there for real. We got a bunch of people talking chambering guns, boy. You can hear that shit. Yeah.
Somebody ain't gonna make it.
Yeah, y'all gotta hear Roster man when he tell the story, because it was definitely a funny day that day. But your team get Kenny Allen so bad he started crying.
I thought Roster man said he came running up to him hollering about nigga, talking about talking back. You looking at a black man saying nigga. while you're running from these dudes who you have called the nigga. Okay. And you want him to help you, and you calling him one too. Oh man, come on.
Mhm. Oh man.
You got to be around with Fat Bill and Ricky Jones.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Mhm.
That's that Dixie line shit.
Okay.
They tell you what they is by the name of the combine.
Right.
But hey, just get mad at us because the dog didn't work.
Mhm.
See, Ricky Jones going to black folks. Pat Bill went to black folks.
Right.
Kenyatta went to black folks. Didn't mean they had to like us. We ain't here for you to like it. We're here to kick your ass if we can.
Good.
So I can honestly say, if anybody did it the right way, Grand Champion Satan did it. Because he put notch on all our belts. He got to beat some great dog men.
Mhm.
We're trying to get that Grand Champion Lionhead. That would have been the match of the year. Lionhead didn't want nothing to say.
Mm.
I'll tell you another good camp. Y'all ever talk about the Beach Boys? Beach Boy
These boys
have
Billy.
yeah, man. The boys have some bad dogs now. Yeah, they had some pretty good dogs back in the day too.
Grand Champion Spiky. And then after that, I think they breed up a Grand Champion. People don't talk about him either. Grand Champion Izod. He was good when they came off Big Boy Billy, Spiky dog.
Yeah, and they had a couple champions out there too. Now they were their thing.
Right.
So some boys they were doing good too. People got their number. They start going down. I'm telling you, man, red boy dogs, yellow dogs hit the scene, shit changed. Bullshit changed. All that shit start falling off. You start seeing L's by all their names. It really started in Detroit. The demise started in Detroit. All them fast, rough ass dogs. When that boy dogs come taking that heat, dogs don't have the gas. The red boy dogs, they have their own reserve tanks. And they just have a certain thing about their games.
Mhm.
They got a whole nother level. Pretty much a prime example of a red boy dog. They like to fight. That's what it is. They like to fight. They don't mind getting beat up for a bit. Get you do when it's their turn. They just waiting on their turn. You done yet? You done yet? Okay, my turn. That's how they finish. That's why that tab dogs was working out so good. Putting that red boy on there with that Jeep. You allowed to get it all day. Couldn't kill it. The dog just got a lot of determination. It's the only thing that made the Cunningham dogs good. That determination. A lot of red dogs, that's what it is. Same shit they put in there, but made it, that little crate that came from some down there. They had a lot of ability, and they had more heart than they had. Eli dogs got to get back to doing what made them famous. That's the killer shit. Don't be trying to bring no game ass Eli dog. Cause I don't want to be a killer. I'll be all right. Cause a real Eli dog, he don't need gamers. know when they come in with them big ass heads, square ass bodies, all up in the front. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, you can go into a hard bite dog. Because that's all they do. They bite hard and they got great ability. You know, get a fast moving pace. You're not gonna beat them. That's why you still got Eli dogs winning championships. Hey, special dogs didn't know come in and beat those type of dogs. That's why they still hanging around. Chinaman dogs like them, like Fat Bill. See Fat Bill a lot of great dog pedigree. Because Fat Bill, that. They might not be the best of this shit, but they can beat most of this shit. And that's all it takes.
Little Fat Bill.
You know,
Hey, Mongo.
I think with Gaston and them and Untouchable got up in that area there, they changed the game. Damn near all of them went in hiding. You know what I'm saying? They start going to Mexico. Now we dealing with Mexican Eli dogs. 2-1. Joe Hamper used to play with the Dallas Cowboys. Eli dog. You know, him and Mike got into it at the scale. Now you go in there Ryan. Mike said, we ain't worried about it tonight because we don't never lose to black dogs. Boy, that caused a ruckus.
Mm-mm-mm.
You think over 19 minutes.
Oh, man.
If we put Buck Rogers on him, like I said, 19 minutes. When they fight them like they fight you, they gonna quit. Most dogs do it too. You can survive about 40 minutes. They'll quit. They gonna beat you up for about 15, 20 minutes. They can't get you out of there. They be down by 40. They'll cash it in. Okay, I'm done. To Ohio Cash had one champion Missy. And another one name was Pale Rider. I've seen both of them quit. With everybody out there. And they were both champions. So you bring them out there, keep them out there. Keep them out there long enough. You're going to see what I'm saying. And it went over 40 minutes. I said, not look good. And for sure, after 40 minutes, by 50 minutes, the fight was over. Both of them had been quit. Both of them was champions. Both of them boys dogs.
I might have mentioned that on your show, Twin. He got off the phone. I sure hate I mentioned that. I just asked about the Missy dog, and then he hurried up and got off the phone. I shouldn't have said, and I shouldn't have sent in no super chat and said so. Then he got off of there. But he was cooking good with my mouth until I said something about Missy.
Yeah.
And he got off of there. He like, hey man, I'm gonna get back with y'all, man. I'm gonna call y'all back. I'm gonna get back with y'all. Then he got off. I knew he wasn't gonna come back. I said, nah, man, I didn't know the dog had quit.
Yeah, she quit.
He might have thought I was trying to take a shot at him or something, but I wouldn't. I just was asking about the dog. You know what I'm saying? All of them are gonna win. You know, some are gonna quit. You know what I mean?
Right.
True.
Well, there's another one out there that there's a few of them out there that I done seen quit. They still got champion. You know, see they quit on their pedigree on Pairs Online. I know a few of them I see quit. I'm saying that rather than ride with their thing. I'm telling you, they do it always after 40 minutes. It's like I be
So you
talking
saying they
about
got a clock on the twin?
Yeah.
You saying they got a clock on them? You say you seen someone quit those twin don't, and they ain't never changed the they ain't never put that L behind their name.
Mm-mm. Nope.
Mm.
Yeah, Cherokee Chief, a couple of his shows. He tell you, man, I have hundreds of these damn things out here, man. I'm telling you, it probably take about 10 out of that 100 tons to be some real good dogs. Morgan
So
the same way.
that part that the late James Pope said on Pro and Game show, he wasn't lying. Bro, love to cop out James Pope when he say, I'm gonna tell you this. When you're dealing with Eli, you're gonna get a lot of curves. You're gonna get a lot of curves.
You right. I always tell people LeBron Daddy is the producer, the right hand man.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. The bitter to right hand man is Daryl, and then Daryl Downs is LeBron James' dad.
Mm-hmm.
He's a big dude too. Used to be like a power lifter. He was a big dude, and he had an attitude.
Mm.
He's a good dude though.
So what the story on he selling the Windy City Combine or something? Or
Yeah.
House of Pain?
Yeah, he went to Windy City first.
Oh, okay.
And then I think Ryan Boyles ended up with him.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought Joe and them end up with him at House of Pain, and it could either go back and forth or something. But maybe he, like you said, he probably end up with Balls. Yeah, I don't think the Eli dog gonna ever go anywhere because you're gonna need a little bit of that,
Nah, they ain't going nowhere. Salute K Monk.
Yeah, just like twin must fell out.
Yeah.
RBJ, early your tunes on high percentage of game, but overall ability and mouth lower. Historically speaking, it's always been a balancing act. It's about like boxing. It's a sweet science. You know what I'm saying? Some people go heavy one direction, power punches. Some people go heavy, finessing, speed, agility. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna try to hit and not get hit. Then you got people who going in to try to make a well balance. Marvin Hagler type. That's all around. But over time, he puts you on the mat. You know what I'm saying? He ain't a one-hit quitter like Mike Tyson. He well balanced. Over time, next thing you know, your eye closed shut in the third round. Now you cut across the other eye. Fourth round, you know what I'm saying? You head to the floor. You know what I'm saying? He killing you over time.
Right. Crawford.
Cass said you got them take it. You gotta take them Eli dogs back to the old family to get them back right. In my very honest opinion. That was one of the things I covered talking about Grand Champion Solution and that old cross of the Divines, which is old family reds, also too through the Grand Champion. Ross Red Devil stuff, Heavy Red Devil. Had some Eli through the Daniels Champion Tommy, which is behind the Champion Saloon, and Champion Saloon produced. It's the dogs behind Grand Champion Tornado.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Is they really gonna do it? Okay, let me put the
Interstate that fell off.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Thank you. SBA, yeah, okay. How you get kicked off your show, SBA?
yeah. Trying to switch over, trying to put the link back down enough for Twin.
Oh, okay. You got you.
Yeah, he coming. He got booted out. Oh yeah, that's for sure, K Monkey. It's some game. It's some real game. Eli dogs out here.
Yes, sir, it is.
And like I was talking about for the boxing, there are people who have perfected almost having a complete all around Eli dog. It's people that got. At one time, there were people who had complete all-around rep or Jocko dogs. They were just as mouthy as they was game. Mayday dogs were at one time just like you hear Twin. That is not a myth. Notice we had no cap in that area because at one time those dogs were complete dogs. They got away from that, just like all the other stuff we just named.
Mm-hmm.
It depends who got the dog, what they looking for,
Right.
I put the link back in there, Twin. Just in case if you want to come back in. Some people got Canelo over Bud. Man, I ain't gonna put nobody on Bud, man. I like Canelo, but I ain't gonna go against Bud, man.
I'm taking all them bits with Bud.
All right.
Oh yeah. Good game, Bill said, hell no. I know someone right now got a yard full of game cowboy dog, allegedly. All black, 80 to 90% cowboy. Ooh, we man. Don't you talk like that in here, Gameville. Don't you talk like that in here. Ooh, we man. It's some undercover Eli lovers in here. Oh, ain't no cap.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We ain't scattered around the way. We ain't scattered around our way. Everybody scattered at Eli like that.
No, sir.
No. We love that.
All right, can I have a handful of Eli?
There's a lot of folk ain't fool with Eli because they don't want to go through that process to get that good one because they don't like to see them pull up. They buy the bad as that person that buy that $3,000 puppy. Boy, he ain't gonna never get touched. Lord have mercy. Boy, the cap ain't on his head. He never gonna get touched. Come on up in here, twin. Here you go.
I'm back.
Back in them days, you can't be scared. You back.
Back on the straws, y'all. Luke Kane do have some straws. The thing with Mayday ain't got no straws on him, y'all. Don't believe that shit. Chico
That salesman over there trying to get. That salesman trying to get somebody to win. That salesman, he trying to get somebody. Somebody gonna fall for it, twin.
And I'll be laughing at them when they do it.
They gonna come back with their big cap on.
What you said on that show one time? What you said on your show one time? Got it. Got it. Y'all gonna mess around and let them dudes get you. They gonna be hollering, got it.
Right. Oh man. Just bought me a straw for Mayday.
That's why I use Gamble say that's why I used to love family trees off dogs with particular known traits. So you know how and what you're breeding for. That's right.
Right.
That's why some people don't go past a 4-way cross. I don't care what they breed. They don't go past, like, you know, in the sense of they're gonna be 4 lines of dogs heavy in one direction. In 4 different directions. Is what I'm saying. They don't do the scatterbred stuff because they want to know what traits are coming from where. But if you got a bunch of whole smorgasbords of lines, you ain't gonna know. You know. And some people go by that, you know. You got some people who don't care. As long as it works, baby. Just don't quit, baby. Just don't quit. I don't care how you come. I don't care how you bred. Just don't come. Just come across, baby. I don't care.
Just get it done.
But y'all know I ain't lying. You know, couldn't tell you about a pedigree to say it ain't like. But I just wanted to work. I don't care what you all that stuff you saying, bro. I don't want it. Do it. Work. If I scratch him, will he go across? You know what I'm saying? It's a different, you know. You can save all the talk, all your salesman talk or whatever you talking the pedigree talk. I don't want. I don't care how you bred.
As long as you work out. Yeah, that's the dream bar right there.
Yeah, it's something you don't want to lose to.
Oh yeah. Hey, twin, another person you should have back on the show. I don't know where they at now, but I remember early on you had Gotta Eat on there. I think a lot of people missed a lot of the gems. If y'all can't get them on, they need to go back and listen to when y'all had Gotta Eat on there. They dropped a lot. He dropped a lot of gems on there. That's how they be talking about Carver, Cal. Do the work. Do the work. The dogs that say them the best dogs just can't produce. You don't line, it's gonna pull. Oh, okay. Yeah.
As they say, them scatterbreed monsters. Boy.
Oh yeah. You don't get ready to breed. Get ready to breed them dogs. They're gonna come out in 15 different colorways. Whereas in a brand new pair of J's, they're gonna come out of all different colorways. You don't gonna know what kind of dog they.
What you say? You don't know whether you get the foes or the legs?
Oh, you don't know what you got. You got a 23 and a half or something. I don't know what this is. What kind of shoe this is? I'm gonna call a bootleg man. What? Hey, y'all got a shoe look like this? Cause this look like one of the bootleg shoes.
23 and a half.
Yeah, man. Dude, we getting closer to the midnight hour right here, man. Dude, gonna call it a night. I like to thank everybody who came out and checked out Bulldog Court tonight. I like to thank everybody who came and checked out Bulldog Court live after show. I like to thank my cow brothers, King T, the young legend, Pressure Kennel Combine, along with our special guest, Twin 2 on Going Hard, Killer Reloaded. And y'all can't, and for this whole week right here, my nose gonna be so high up in there, you can't tell me that. You gonna be like I'm trying to smell God behind. I'm telling you, my nose gonna be so far in the air, it's gonna be like I'm trying to smell God booty. Because we done got on here to a level where we got Twin 2 to come in. You can't tell us nothing this week. Next week, the other week I'll be back humble, but this week right here coming up, can't tell me Nathan, Nathaniel. You won't be able to tell me Nathaniel. You understand me?
Y'all don't talk to
yes, sir.
Y'all don't talk to SDA this week.
You can't talk to me. You gotta call my assistant to be able to talk to me this week, and I don't even got an assistant. You got that right. That right. Twin 2, and I ain't scared to say it. Twin 2, the only person that had me on that bus shaking, and when he told me to get off with my dog and put my feet on these yellow footprints, man, I was scared. My dog was shaking. I was talking to my dog and everything, man. You better come on with it, or you're gonna get left in the past. I'm telling you, I leave you. You embarrass me. I'm telling you, I'm gonna leave you. I leave you back here. I'm gonna go back with them. You better come on. You better come on. And so, if anybody in here who have not checked out Going Hard Reloaded on Talk-ish Tuesdays and Hot Mic Fridays, I believe it's 7 p.m. Central Time, it might be 8 p.m. East Coast Time. Y'all check them out, man.
Most of the time it be 9 o'clock, I'll be late, y'all.
Okay, if they got a lot of work going on, he's a working man, it might be 8-ish, 9 when they get in there. But I'm telling you, it's gonna be worth your while, man. Y'all check them out, man.
Yeah, y'all check out Going Hard Kim or Reloaded.
I appreciate
that. Right.
Time, y'all.
I enjoy myself.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Man, we enjoyed you, brother.
And we enjoyed you. And y'all know what it is tomorrow.
We gotta put all these shows together and start getting big like 7, 8 them. See, they wrote the blueprint. You know, we support each other. You know, that's what makes it grow. You know, it just sounds good.
That's right.
You can go to different places and we ain't gotta listen to a bunch of bullshit. We do a lot more dog talking. You know?
Right.
That's right.
For sure.
All right. So we're gonna have to do that right there. But y'all know tomorrow we're gonna slide over and take a ride with J-Bo and Non-Stop, the real maestro. Y'all know what it is. Tomorrow, Sunday, 7 p.m. Central Time. I take a ride with J-Bo. Make sure you bring your smokes, your drinks, and your snacks. Because I'm not sharing. I'm not sharing. This is your boy, Get a Hope James. Because we got to get a hold of the game. We out.
Salute everybody.
Salute.